Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about all 12 signs for the month of February. What is it you can expect and what's going to be happening for you? Now, remember, you have to know your Vedic sidereal signs. This is not for Western tropical astrology. And I know so many people probably just are lazy and they think they're going to look up their Western signs. It's not going to work for you that way. So if you don't know what your Vedic ascendant is or your moon sign, yes, that's what we focus in on, not the sun. So you're going to want to go to my website and figure out your Vedic signs, your ascendant, which is AS, and your moon, which is MO. Go to my free chart calculator at galacticcenter.org. Put in all your birth data, and once you scroll to the very bottom, it will have your AS, that's your ascendant sign, that's what I'm talking about, that's you, and your moon sign, which is just as important, MO. That represents how you're going to be feeling, and trust me, it has major effects for this prediction this month. So get ready, know your Vedic placements, and now I'm going to be talking about the Vedic signs. But before I do, I got to remind everyone, I have my semester 1 with my University of Vedic Astrology starting February 7th. If you want to learn Vedic astrology, this is the answer. And while you're at my website, galacticcenter.org, check out my Patreon page where you're going to be in connection with me, get all sorts of discounts, plus sign up for my free newsletter, get all of my predictions delivered to your email address every week. So let's get started now. Let's talk about the sign Aries. If your moon or your ascendant are in the sign of Aries, for the month of February, I gotta say, career is a focus. What you're doing at work is very, very prominent. There's going to be the stellium of Capricorn planets in your 10th house. Now, Mars being there in Capricorn, if you're trying to change jobs, get a new position, this is the month to go out and try, because so much powerful energy is moving forward for you in the area of your work, your career, and your profession. And remember, what is our profession? It is our sense of purpose in life. If you are not doing what gives you a sense of purpose in your life, you're going to be miserable. So we've got to find the thing we love to go to and do every day, because, let me just say this, you're doing it almost every day. You better be in love with what you're doing, because so many people are not. And it's a miserable way to live, to be doing something every day that you don't like, that wears and tears on your physical health and your physical being. Let's get it together. Find your sense of purpose. And if you're not happy in your job right now, your career, then it's time to look for a new one. Or if you're unhappy with how much you're making, your salary, ask for a raise. Although I will say this, your boss will be a little testy this month. Be careful. You know, it's like walking on eggs around the boss or the upper management of your company. Now, if you own your own business, it's time to expand, to get bigger, to get better. You're going to find that things start coming together. It is a powerful time for career success. For the sign of Capricorn, career success is here today. And another thing about the 10th house, because really this is the focus this month. The 10th house is about your social standing and your reputation in the world, how you appear to others. And I have to say, this is a month where you will get recognition, and the hard work, everything that you're doing will be appreciated. Good things are coming to you, because why? Everything's focusing through Mars, then Saturn. Saturn is the planet of karma. And what you put in, you're going to get back. So the harder you work, the more rewards and the more accolades, the more recognition, the better your social standing and your reputation will be this month. This is a powerful month for advancement in your work. And even if you don't work, it's a time when you will be recognized for what you do. Many women around the house, their job, their career, their work is their family and children. This is the time to put your efforts in, to change things, to structure things, to get things right. Because the structure, the form, the discipline that you put into anything at this time is going to pay off tenfold. So recognize that all your hard work will be recognized no matter where you're putting your work, your effort, your energy. This is where recognition will come from, and you're going to be feeling it. It's going to feel really, really good for you. This is a good month for the sign of Aries. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign sit in the sidereal sign of Taurus, then this means the 9th house is where all the planets are congregating that are in Capricorn. And this means this could be a month that you could travel. Mars being in your 9th in Capricorn, it's a time of travel, adventure, and also learning, expanding your knowledge into higher knowledge and information. And there is like a quest that you're really putting out to try to learn more about the world, more about what's happening, but most of all about spirituality and truth. This is what the 9th house is about. So your quest to discover the truth and reality, spirituality of this world, you will have lots of conquest and realizations. It's going to be a beautiful time. And if there is a trip that comes up, spontaneously go. It is an adventure that's going to pay off for you greatly. Now, another thing is, with the 9th house, it rules your father. And with all these planets here, especially the Sun and Mars and Mercury, there may be some disruptive arguments or disagreements, or even something that needs to be discussed, needs to come out. This is the time to attempt this. This is the time to face the truth, to get the reality out there of what maybe has been incongruent or bothering you. Now, if your father's no longer alive, you're going to find that there's going to be instances and things that come up concerning your father from the past. And this is something you just have to be aware of. And it is a time of deep awareness and realizations. And it will be healing. Most of all, it will be healing. But some of it may be a little discerning or uncomfortable to face. But that's the healing, when you come to a realization about the past and instances dealing with your father. And another thing is, the 9th house deals with teachers. So you might find that you have a teacher that you're in disagreement with. Don't rock the boat. Just know that this is the month that you're going to have conflict with school, education, teachers. But it's a time to explore and to learn. So let the problems with the people go. Explore and travel and learn. And broaden your perspectives on your spiritual awareness. This is what this month is for. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign sit in sidereal Gemini, then you're going to find that this is a time of deep, deep realizations, because all these planets are congregating in your 8th house, which is the house of research, analysis, getting to the core and bottom of things. I will say this is a month where your energy level is lower than normal. So wake up to what you need to do to get more rest, to get healing, to get stronger. And if you notice, every year around this time, your energy level is lower, and there's a more likelihood that you could get sick if you're not taking care of yourself properly, resting and eating well and exercising. So make this a point. But all at the same time, this is a time for psychological, deep introspection. It's a time when you can discover things from your past that can heal and help you let go of some deep, dark angers or resentments. It is a time of psychological healing. It's a time of understanding yourself from the deep core essence of who you are. Now, if there's been some subjects that you've been wanting to research and understand, this is the month that you will come upon some revelations that'll blow your mind. It is a huge month of research, almost scientific, understanding things. And this will help you make so much more sense of your life and where you're going. The 8th house is the house of major change and transformation. So wake up, look at what you need to have change in your life, and you're going to find that this is going to be one of the more transformative months, even though your energy level is low. It's a time to go within. When your energy level on the exterior is lacking, it's time to go within, because that's where your power is, and that's where the understanding is going to evolve and transform and awaken a new you this month through deepness and understanding. And yes, it can be a time of the dark night of the soul through many realizations. It's not going to be the easiest month for you. And February really and truly never is. So take this to heart and do some deep analysis, and this will make this one of the most meaningful months and one of the deepest months of this year. So if your ascendant or your moon sign sits in Cancer, this is a month that your relationships are going to have to be addressed, because so much has come up. And yes, your partner, if you're in a relationship, may be very combative, grumpy, argumentative. Just realize this is temporary, first of all. Don't let it interfere with your relationship in a serious way, because after Mars moves out of Capricorn, things will improve. But during this time, it's going to be problematic. There'll be conflict in your relationship, and it's powerful and strong. Sometimes you're going to feel a bit attacked. That's okay. Just don't fight back. You can't fight fire with fire. Relax and know that they're having a hard time. That's where the issue is. It's not you, it's them. That's what you've got to remind yourself of. And this will help tremendously in your realization. So another thing, 7th house can also deal with partners. In terms of business, realize that your partners will be more controlling, seriously controlling during this time. And that also goes for love relationships too. You're going to feel controlled by others, and there's nothing you can do about it. They're going to exert their control onto you, but you just let it slide off and wait till this month is over, and you'll see a vast improvement. But another thing is, with Mars being here, it's intense. They're trying to find their power. So be aware of this. Now, another thing is, if you're not in a relationship, The energy is so strong around relationships, you could attract someone. This is like power, and Venus is going to be there as well. So this is a time that you could fall in love, attract someone. Relationships are strong, and the power of attraction is powerful. So go for it. Don't pass up any social events or any ways that you can meet someone new. If someone's trying to pair you up with someone, go for it. This is a month of powerful attraction and relationships for the sign of Cancer. If your moon sign or your ascendant sits in Leo, this is a month you have to go full forward with any of your ventures with healing, health, exercise, everything that you've wanted to do to make yourself healthier, stronger, feel good. This is the month for it. You're going to be energized. And another thing is, if you're not in the realm of getting healthier, you might be forced to. And that means that you're going to have to change some of your habits to get healthy, because you could get sick, you could get fevers, you could get the flu, but not if you're practicing your health. In other words, changing your diet to eat better, getting the rest you need. This is important. And most of all, the exercise, because you're going to be more energized this month to get healthy. Use this energy for what it's good for, and you'll avert sickness. Now, all at the same time, this is the house, the 6th house, where all these planets are going to congregate for work. So people around the workplace, some of them will be over the top, controlling. Don't let them control you. Just know that they're the ones with the problem. And go along your merry way, being very compatible, because others will try to control, and there may be even some lashing out in the workplace. Be aware of this. And even if you have employees, they could be a problem. Now, if you have animals, pets, this is the house that it could affect your pets. Make sure that they are well taken care of, where they're not put in aggressive situations, and or make sure you're looking after their health, because this is very important time for you to take care of pets. And would I say this is a time to adopt a new pet? No, wait another month or so. Okay. So if your ascendant or your moon sign sits in Virgo, then this is a time of great creativity. Fabulous, inventive, ingenious ideas are coming your way. Your mind is more powerful, more astute, because Mars in the 5th house activates your mental capacities in a beautiful and powerful way. Open to it, and know that there's a bit of creative genius coming your way. And being creative, yes, in all different aspects of your life. If you're thinking about starting a new business, this is a creative venture for you. If you're wanting to write more, this is a house that's been known for authorship, writing. So it's time for you to express yourself, in other words, in any way that you feel more creative and expressive. And another thing is, if you have children, then you might have some problems with your children acting out, being more aggressive, needing more attention. Please be aware of that. This will be a focus, your children. And if you're trying to have children, this could be a difficult month for that. I would say just wait another month, because Mars in the 5th house could cause miscarriage or problems. But overall, it is a time for creative invention and ideas. And it's also a time that you're going to be promoted to want to invest more, put more money into your investments. I'd say If you can afford it, real estate is your best bet, because you might be a little bit too aggressive or too impulsive when it deals with other investments. Hold out and make sure what you're doing is what you want for the long range, not for impulsive, sudden things that could crash and burn. So be aware of this. But most of all, it is a time to invent, to create, and express for the sign of Virgo this month. So if your ascendant or your moon sign sits in Libra, you're feeling compelled to do many changes around your home, your environment, maybe decorating, maybe renovating. That's what I really think, because Mars means you might be tearing some things up. And if you're not, maybe some things are going to be torn up. There could be some breakage of appliances, or maybe even be careful of fire or floods. There could be some destruction to the home. So with this, I say, have your protection. Make sure your home insurance is in effect. And most of all, it could be just a time when you rebuild and redo things around the house that have been lacking. It's a time to remake your home. And if you've been wanting to move, maybe this is the time you're going to find that property that's just right for you. You're feeling compelled aggressively to go out and find a new place to live. This is what this is a part of. And if you are not careful with your vehicles, with the car, you could have breakage there. So make sure you get your car checked out. The tires are good. Everything is good before you just impulsively go somewhere without thinking. Make sure there's gas in the tank too. But the other aspect of the fourth house is home and family and your mother. Make sure that your mother's okay, but chances are what this month could lead to is some disagreements or arguments with your mom if she's here. If she's not here, maybe some of the memories that weren't so cohesive or good may rally you up a little bit with some old thoughts and memories of your mom. This is just a time when Mars aggravates things around family and home. If your moon or your ascendant sit in Scorpio, then I'm seeing the Mars energy and all the planets are congregating in your third house. Well, first of all, if you have any siblings, look out. There can be some contention. There may be some arguments or fights. That's okay. It will pass after this month. But be aware that there's just aggressive thoughts and sometimes some jealousy with siblings during this month. Now, with Mars being here, your ability to communicate with others flows. And therefore, one of the greatest assets of the third house deals with writing. If you love to write or journal, this is the month to express it, get it out, write those blogs, get that book started, express yourself through the written word. Your communications flow beautifully, sending emails, sending connections, if you've been holding off to connect with someone, this is the month to do it because it's easy, it's comfortable, your words flow out, your communications are great. And if you need to advertise, set up a website, all of the things that put you in communication with the public, this is the month to do it. You're going to move forward, things are going to come of it, things are going to start happening quickly. And you may go on a sporadic, sudden trip somewhere. That's okay, go for it, it will be fun. And last but not least, education and learning. You may take some new classes. You're going to be learning more. Even if it just comes through your reading new information and material, you are really gathering and absorbing so much new information through the learning process. Open to it. This can change so many facets of your life. Okay, so if your moon sign or your ascendant sit in Sagittarius, this is a month that money could become flowing in, but I want you to realize it can go out just as fast. All the planets are going to be congregated in your second house. Don't be so impulsive to spend. Sit back and contemplate. Do not do things irrationally or suddenly or impulsively, because you may have buyer's remorse. Mars is too fast and furious, and it's so powerful in this sign. But one thing I can assure you, you will have money coming in as well. And that's a positive, to have the money flow in as well as it's going to flow out. But all at the same time, the second house will deal with your family matters and maybe some things that you've been putting off that you need to express and confront and talk about with the family. This is the time. But I will say it won't be devoid of confrontation, because confrontation will be a part of this element of Mars and planets being in the second house. But things have to come out. You cannot hide from them anymore. It will eat you up. There will be anger, and to express it will release it, and that is a good thing for family matters. Now, another thing is the second house deals with our voice. So be aware what you're saying. Do not blurt things out without thinking, because you may hurt some feelings, be too abrupt and abrasive and hurt people's feelings. So think before you speak. And last but not least, be careful of what you're eating. What comes into your mouth is as well. So watch your food. Don't eat impulsively or in a hurry. It will cause stomach distress. And we want to stay healthy during these days. So if your ascendant or your moon sign sits in Capricorn, all this energy is in your first house. So you are energized, you are energetic, you're going to feel impulsive, impatient, and you want to go. Slow down a little bit. Don't go too fast, because that creates problems. Slow down, but use this energy, this newfounded energy, wisely so that you can get more accomplished. Do it with discipline and focus, and yes, you will get so much more accomplished. You're wanting to change yourself. You're wanting to change your appearance. Go for it. This is a time of great discoveries with how you can change how you look by just changing your hair, your clothes. This will give you empowerment. Mars in Capricorn in the first house, my goodness, you're going to feel really strong and empowered by the changes that you take on this month. You're going to feel strong and confident and go out and get things done. It is a time of progress and forward movement for you. So much is accomplished. Just do it with discipline, focus, and remember, responsibility is the key. Do what you have to do to be responsible in the world. This will pay off royally. This is a month of great action for you. Now, if your moon or your ascendant sits in Aquarius, then this means the Mars and all of the conjunction of planets are congregating in your 12th house. The 12th house is the house of endings and letting go. So this is a time where maybe it's time to retire, to bring things to an end, and a lot of projects that you were trying to finish up and bring to completion. This is the month you can do it. This is a time of great strides with completion. Some things need to be completed and brought to an end. This will be great. But I will tell you this, it is a time you need to watch your health, and you need to watch your back, because with Mars in the 12th, many times people can stab you in the back. Just be aware, people around the workplace, this is known to happen with Mars in the 12th. And another thing, it means secret enemies, which of course can be people that talk behind your back, especially at work. But don't be going into dark places late at night. And make sure that you lock up your home at night and you have an alarm system. That can be theft or problems around this kind of area with Mars in the 12th. And last but not least, Mars in the 12th can disturb your sleep. So you're going to find that it's harder to get to sleep or stay asleep, or you may have disruptive dreams that wake you up at night. Now, here's what I say. Just go to a place of calm and peace and recognize whatever you're dreaming that may disturb your sleep is trying to give you a message, something you need to know that can help you in your life. But one more thing I want to say about the 12th house, it is a house of the past. And when planets are here, it's time to let go of the past. Therefore, it's a time to heal deep emotional issues of resentment or anger or pain from others in your past. It's time to let that go. That will create an enormous healing. And if you're being woken up at night, then it's because there's something in your consciousness that you're not addressing that you must heal. And this will improve and create a new beginning in your life. So go with it. If your moon or your ascendant sits in Pisces, then this whole planetary stellium means 3 or more planets, but there's like 5 planets that are congregating in Capricorn in your 11th house. And the 11th house is the house of friends, groups, and organizations. So you are coming together with many people, and some of them are going to be quite advantageous to you in terms of work and career, but some of them will be very disruptive. Mars is the planet of conflict and great conflict. So if this occurs, then you know those are the people that you must disassociate with. They're not your friends. They're, well, I could say this, they're like your enemies. Enemies that pretend to be friends, you know what I mean? This is a problem. So you should cut off and go your own way. Realize it's a blessing in disguise. Now, if you have an older sibling, there can be a lot more coming together with them. And yes, there can be disagreements and there can be some strong emotional upsets from them. Be aware of that. Now, the 11th house is also said to be the house of great gains. And this powerful setup in your 11th house can bring you great gains. That can be money that comes in one large lump sum. Maybe it's the sale of something like a house or a car, but it's a large sum of money that could come this month. But realize that there's so much going on with the 11th house, because the 11th house deals with your desires, what you're really wanting in life. And your desires are so strong and so powerful that yes, you can attract what you want this month. But the 11th house also dealing with friends and groups. Realize that it's time for you to cut off your association with some, but you're going to find some new inventive creative minds that give you the ability to progress in many areas of your life. So look for those ambitious and driven, successful people in your life, and they're going to help you. And realize also that some of the groups that you've been part of, classes and groups, that maybe they are not right for you because there's so much conflict and anger. If you find that's the case with the groups you've been hanging out with, it's time to move on and find another group of passionate, caring, and loving friends. But Mars can be passion, so look for the passionate ones that are ambitious and driven and not angry. That's where you need to go this month. So that concludes all 12 of the signs for the month of February. Now remember, if this has inspired you to learn Vedic astrology, I'm starting my new class, remember, February 7th. Be part of it, become one of my students. Thank you.